Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. And today we have some more RPG goodness. We have some of D&D's Nolzur's marvelous miniatures that we're going to be unboxing today. I happened to go to a local comic book store when I was down in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and stopped by a store, and they had these wonderful miniatures hanging there. So I said, you know what, let me pick some of these up. They're ones I haven't purchased yet. So I said, you know what, I could always use a couple more miniatures. So here I am doing the unboxing for the figures that I saw. So we have a Pentadrone, Night Hag and Dusk Hag, an Annis Hag, Flesh Golems, and the Night Kaloth. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Night Kaloth, I believe that's correct, the stated. Okay, so let's crack some of these bad boys open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. So we'll start with the smaller ones first. Move this down here a little bit so we can see it a little more up close. We have the Night Hag and Dusk Hag. So it says Night Hag and Dusk Hag. So on the front, of course, these are already primed. They're primed. These are pretty much 25 and 28 millimeter bases that they're on. Let's see what else we got here. Again, on the back, they give you your painting guides as to how, an idea of how you want to paint them. And it says here's Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. Expand your Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures High Definition Collection. For complete list, visit wizkids.com/unpainted. This came out in 2023. And of course, they're brought to you by Wizards of the Coast and Wizkids. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside here. Nice easy pop open. This slides out. Of course, they normally provide you with some clear bases. So there you go. There's two of those right there. And so we got the Night Hag and the Dusk Hag. So according to this is the Night Hag. Again, right out of the box, it's pre-primed, and you can start painting it right away. Again, if you have some green stuff, you can fill in some of those cracks that you see where the head is and the body is. You want to make that a little bit smoother. But it had, again, underneath there, if you want to do those, you don't have to, because normally the figure will be facing this way, so you won't really see underneath there. But you can put those in there. There's a lot of detail to the miniature itself. High quality plastic. Very cool. So that is your Night Hag. And then we have a Dusk Hag. Again, these figures are designed for D&D in mind, but of course you could use them for Pathfinder, you could use them for Dungeon Crawl Classics. You could use them for any type of fantasy or any type of game that you want to make for yourself. Again, they're either 25 or 28 millimeter bases, so they're good for any of the maps that I would have shown you during different various unboxings. So again, those were the Night Hag and the Dusk Hag. We're going to open the next smaller box, which is again the Flesh Golem. So you got two different types here. So in the back, again, we're not going to read all the bottoms, it's exactly the same again. And there's your painting reference for them again. These were released in 2021. But again, if I move up a little closer, you get a good viewpoint as to what they're supposed to look like when they're painted. Here they are encapsulated inside the plastic. Let's crack this open. And the great thing about these is they open up very, very easily. They're usually not that hard to get out of their encasement. And again, we have some plastic bases. So that's the first two we unboxed. Put their bases to the side. Boom and boom. So we got two more. So these are Flesh Golems. This is your first one. Again, the mold lines can be a bit of an issue here. So you got a really pretty good mold line right there, which you see right where the arm is attached, and you see a mold line right there as well. So use a little bit of green stuff to fill that in, and that would be painted up just fine. Again, nice detail of the muscles in the back. Good facial expression on the figure. A lot of wrinkles on the loincloth here that he's wearing. The feet, you can see all the toes, you can see the kneecap. So there's a lot of high detail, and the base has a bit of detail as well. If you want to build it up, you can. Want to keep it the way it is, that's fine. Just base it and, you know, put some flock on there and you're good to go. That's your first flesh golem. And then you got a second flesh golem right there. He's reaching out for you. This one here, the face has a little bit less detail. You see a mold line again right there where the leg intersects with the cloth, so you might want to put some green stuff in there. It's totally optional. Again, there's spacing right there. That should be not a problem. Underneath, you don't have to worry about. You can put a little bit back here if you want to, by where the arm meets the back. Again, he's nice and ripped, so again, there's nice detail in the model itself. Now, if you're going to hold the model that way, again, nice detail. Really cool figure. All right. So that is your second flesh golem that we have. Then we're going to roll on to some of the larger figures that we have. So we're going to start off with this one here, which is a pentadrone. Not exactly sure what a pentadrone is. I'll have to look that up. But in the back, let's see, we've got a, looks like it has 3 faces and it looks like leaves. All right, I see a mouth there. I see an eyeball. Gotta look up a pentadrone. It just looked cool. That's why I picked it up. Again, this was released in 2021 as well. But there's the painted pentadrone. I'll pop this one open as well. Now this is a larger base that comes with that one, obviously, because it is a larger creature. So I'm gonna put him right here. So he's got the faces. Looks like it has like a little antenna. This one, I don't know if this is for Dungeons and Dragons or if this is used for, what is it? It's because it looks a little bit too mechanized for that. So I'm wondering if this is for their version of Starfinder, which would be called Starjammer. I think it's called Starjammer, maybe. Maybe this is one of those figures for that group. That is under Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm not quite sure, but it looks a little bit more mechanical, and I don't know if in D&D they have with turrets and stuff like that. I'm not so sure. Again, I haven't looked at most of the modules that have come out or the tomes that have come out for Dungeons and Dragons of late for 5th edition, but when I play, I tend to play 1st edition or 3.5. I've done that as well. I was in one campaign for 5, but that ended, so haven't been back in one since. I've kind of moved on to Starfinder and other role-playing games. So, but the figures could be used for any of those type of games. So there you go. Nice high quality. Again, nice quality miniature right there. That is the pentadrone. Now again, with the pentadrone, but again, it came in this one. It's got the D&D here. Nowhere on there does it say anything about it being part of the other system other than D&D. So again, we'll move on from there. So we're going to move on to our next larger, and this is Nikoloth. Nikoloth, that's the way I pronounce it. Again, it may be pronounced a different way, but that's him inside, encaged inside. Then they have a wonderful photograph of how he should look, possibly, you know, how he would look painted from their viewpoint, which is really cool. This one was released in 2022, again by Wizkids and Wizards of the Coast, who owns Dungeons and Dragons. So let's crack this one open. Again, this is a larger creature again. I don't like to rip the names, so. Okay, there we go. I don't know, it might be weird, but I keep all of my backings for all the miniatures. I keep it so that if I ever need to make a listing of what I have, or, you know, this one, oh, there it is. Okay. This guy comes with base as well. So put that base over there. And there he is. Lots of mold lines again. Again, you want to put that green stuff in there and over there, fill in the gaps a little bit where the armor meets the flesh. You can do that. The expression on the face is great. The detail is very cool on every part, from the foot to the great axe, to his hands, to the wings. Really, really outstanding figure. Outstanding from every angle. Again, if you want to use green stuff, right there to fill in the mold lines a little bit, because you can see how the figure was put together. There it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure. And again, this is the Nikoloth. Again, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, but if I'm wrong, here, leave it in the comments. Okay. Oh, yep. And again, I'll just show you a picture in the back again, the way it's supposed to look painted. These miniatures come, as it says on the top left, it says primed, paint ready out of the box. So you don't even need to prime them. You can just start painting them right away. And I've always felt that the larger figures are easier to paint than the smaller figures are. Okay. So we're done with that one, and we're on to our last one, which is the Annis Hag. Annis Hag. So we got 3 different types of hags represented here today in this unboxing. Okay, and if I look in the back, that's the way it's supposed to be painted up. Okay, there's the Annis Hag, or Annis Hag. Again, this one was released in 2021 as well, again by Wizkids and Wizards of the Coast. Of course, for more information about all these figures, you go to wizkids.com/unpainted. You can look up Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. They've got plenty there they've released at this point. This one gets a black base for some reason, not a clear base. So oh, knocked him over. So let me just, you know what? I'll put him on this side, make it easier for us all. Let's put him over here because we seem to have more room over here with the base in front. Let's take a look at what he looks like. Now he has more severe mold lines, I'm noticing right off the bat. So we got him all the way up top here. You got here underneath this thing here. You got the big one going from there all the way around. And that's in the back here. There's mold lines right in between. You see where this part here meets the sack, meets the body itself. You could tell that's where it was put together. The arms I'm not really that concerned about, because again, nobody's really, when you're playing the game, no one's going to be looking from there. They'll only be looking from this, of course, by the neck again. There's some mold lines. So if you get some green stuff, you throw it in there, it should be just fine. But the detail, again, fantastic. Each of the fingers, the clothing, the skirt he's wearing, from the nails on his hands, facial expression, the hair, I'm not sure what that is, but there's some kind of skull up there. So skull's up here, all around him. There's where he has pus in there. Again, the detail is very, very good on this model. I've got no complaints about that, whatever. He's got like a big meaty sack on the back there. So again, there you go. And that is the Annis Hag. So going from left to right, I'll show it to you again. You have the Annis Hag, which is right here. That's the way he's supposed to be painted up. Then you have your Night Hag and Dusk Hag, and that's the way they're supposed to look when they're painted up. You then have over here, you have your Flesh Golems, your Flesh Golem number 1 and your Flesh Golem number 2. That's the way they're supposed to look painted up. Then over here, the 5th character over here, or 6th character I should say over here, is the Pentadrone. Again, term drone, again, it looks like it's a mechanized, some sort of vehicle it looks like. It's got the drone on the top with the antenna sticking out. So again, I'm not quite sure if this is to be used with D&D or if it's with, I guess, Star Jammers. I think that's what it's called, or Spell Jammers, or whatever the space adventure for D&D is. There you go, but that's Pentadrone. And last but not least, we have the one over here all the way to the right, is your Nikoloth, or Nikoloth. And there's what he's supposed to look like all painted up. And there you have it. So with that in mind, this is everything that's included, and this concludes our unboxing of the Anis Hag, Night Hag, and Dusk Hag, Flush Golems, Pentadrone, and the Nikoloth. Yep, it's Nikoloth. All part of Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures to be used with the D&D campaign, brought to you by Wizkids and Wizards of the Coast. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way you would be kept up to date anytime we release any new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.